Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. If you spend any decent amount of time on the road these days, you probably realized that a dash cam isn't just some fun optional gadget anymore. It's kind of become an absolute necessity, right? But here's the problem. The second you decide to buy one and start shopping, you're just instantly overwhelmed. The market is completely flooded right now. You've got totally different form factors, confusing subscription models, and just a literal mountain of technical jargon. Are you supposed to get a hardwired kit, cloud storage? Do you even need 4K resolution? Honestly, it's enough to make you just close your browser and put off buying one altogether. But don't worry, because today we are going to clear all of that up. We're going to look at the two absolute polar opposite extremes in the market to help you figure out exactly what you need. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the dash cam dilemma. Then, we'll check out the high-tech heavyweight, followed by the ultra-compact minimalist. After that, we'll put them in a feature showdown and finally wrap up by making the right choice.
Section 1. The Dash Cam Dilemma, Navigating a Crowded Market. Because nowadays, you aren't really just buying a camera, you're choosing a whole philosophy.
So I really want you to ask yourself right off the bat, which dash cam philosophy actually fits you? Think about it. Do you want a camera that records absolutely everything in cinema-level detail, hoarding weeks and weeks of data just in case? Or are you the type who wants a camera that completely disappears into your car's interior, silently beaming just the essential clips to the cloud without you ever having to lift a finger? Keep your own driving lifestyle in the back of your mind as we explore these two massive extremes.
Section 2. The High-Tech Heavyweight, the Vio FO A329S.
All right, so if you're the kind of driver who wants maximum power, relentless data collection, and absolute technological supremacy sitting on your dashboard, well, this is your device. 60 frames per second. And we are talking native 4K resolution on the front camera here. Now, capturing footage at 60 FPS means your visuals are incredibly smooth and unbelievably crisp. Think about when you're trying to freeze a video to read a license plate on a car that's just whizzing past you at highway speeds. It's tough, right? Well, that higher frame rate makes all the difference in the world for catching those split-second details. And the technology driving those visuals is just as impressive. The VFO uses Sony Starvis 2 sensors, the IMX678 on the front and the IMX675 on the rear, to be exact. Now let's decode that jargon for a second, because it sounds super technical. What Starvis 2 actually translates to for you in the real world is significantly better night vision. It literally pulls in more light to give you way less visual noise in the dark, and it vastly reduces motion blur. So even in really fast-moving low-light situations, these sensors balance out those blinding headlights and deep shadows so you never lose crucial evidence.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of this thing. The VOFO backs up that visual power with massive storage support, up to 4 terabytes. Yep, this dash cam supports plugging in an external 4 terabyte solid-state drive. That is massive. Instead of relying on a tiny little SD card that constantly rewrites over itself every few hours, plugging in a 4 terabyte SSD means you can record over 3 straight weeks of uninterrupted 4K footage without ever overwriting a single file. Honestly, it's a data hoarder's absolute dream come true.
But hey, all that power doesn't just stop when you turn the engine off. Look at this dizzying array of parking modes. The real standout here, though, is the hybrid parking recording, which you unlock using their new HK6 hardwire kit. This mode is incredibly smart. It starts off doing traditional continuous recording, but it's constantly monitoring your car's battery via Bluetooth. If your car battery voltage drops down to a certain level, the camera automatically switches itself over to an ultra-low power impact detection mode. So it essentially protects your car battery from dying while still running surveillance for days on end.
All right, moving on to Section 3, the ultra-compact minimalist, the Garmin Mini 3.
We are completely shifting the narrative here, like total 180. We're moving away from massive power and abundance and diving straight into invisibility and minimalism. At just 2.03 cubic inches, the Garmin Mini 3 is roughly the size of your car's key fob. It's horizontally aligned, which means it hides absolutely perfectly right up behind your rearview mirror. There's no screen, there's no built-in GPS. In parking mode, it sips a mere 1.8 watts of power. The entire philosophy here is that a dash cam should be heard, via its voice commands and its little beeper, but literally never seen.
Now, despite being so tiny, it actually has a really brilliant trick up its sleeve. Let's talk about a CPL filter. A circular polarizing lens essentially acts like a pair of high-end sunglasses for your camera. It cuts out all that nasty glare and reflection from your windshield so the video actually stays clear. Now, the VioFlow includes a CPL in the box that you have to physically attach yourself, but the Garmin Mini 3 impressively manages to have the CPL filter built right into its tiny little frame. No extra pieces required.
But Garmin's real magic lies entirely in its wireless ecosystem. Because it doesn't have a massive SSD, Garmin relies on the Garmin Vault cloud subscription. Now, you do need a permanent internet connection in your vehicle for this to work, and frankly, there isn't a free tier anymore. It's going to run you $10 a month for 7 days of rolling storage, or $20 a month for 30 days. But what you get in return for that is pretty incredible. You get instant event notifications, live video streaming straight to your phone from literally anywhere, and most importantly, immediate off-site backup. So if a thief breaks into your car and actually spots and steals the tiny camera, well, the high-def footage of them doing it is already safe and sound in the cloud.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds. The feature showdown, head-to-head.
When we put these two right side by side, the contrast really couldn't be starker. Just look at the resolution. ViOFO gives you a massive 4K multi-channel setup running at 60 FPS, whereas the Garmin keeps things to a highly discrete, very simple 1080p. When it comes to parking, ViOFO offers this deeply complex, hardware-driven surveillance system. Garmin, on the other hand, just offers a very basic impact-triggered parking guard that simply records a 15-second clip if someone bumps your car. And for storage, well, ViOFO literally lets you plug in a physical computer hard drive, while Garmin wants you to trust a basic microSD card paired with their wireless cloud vault.
So the crucial point here is heavily focused on these two totally opposing storage philosophies. With the local SSD setup, you pay a one-time hardware cost up front, and you get a massive physical capacity that never ever relies on an internet connection, but it is physically sitting inside the car. With the cloud subscription model, you're paying a monthly fee forever, and you have to maintain Wi-Fi in your vehicle. However, you gain the ultimate peace of mind, automatic wireless off-site security backup that no one can physically tamper with.
Which brings us to Section 5, Making the Right Choice, Your Buying Guide.
I'm going to synthesize all of this information into a very simple framework for you. Seriously, don't overthink it. You just need to answer 3 basic questions. 1. Do I need stealth? 2. Do I want a cloud subscription? And 3. Is 4K video a must-have for me? If you look at your dashboard and say yes to stealth and yes to cloud backup, then boom, you want the Garmin Mini 3. You want it out of sight and completely out of mind. But if you answered yes to 4K video and you want total physical control over your own massive data without any annoying monthly fees, well, the ViOFO A329S is pointing straight at you.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this. What will your dashboard capture? Are you the kind of driver who wants a heavyweight data gatherer, recording absolutely every stunning frame of your road trip to a massive hard drive? Or are you the minimalist, trusting the invisible cloud vault to quietly watch your back while you commute? Whatever your philosophy is, the future of your vehicle's surveillance is entirely in your hands. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, you guys. Drive safe out there.